Everybody gets to say a little bit about their company, and then we'll have round 3 and 4, and
Sounds
we'll get
good.
you out of here.
Okay.
All right? With an umbrella. All right?
Thank
Okay,
you.
Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay, right down there. Go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Page.
Hi, yes.
Enrique Viveros
Nice
with
to meet
ADP.
you.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, my name's Ellen. Would you rather call me that?
Okay. All right. May I have a seat?
Yes, please.
Thank you. And can I put my materials on your desk? Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Perfect. Well, first off, I want to congratulate you. I saw that on the Wall Street Journal. You guys were named the best clinic in the state.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's
it's a
huge.
hard title to win, but I'm glad we won it.
Yeah, I mean, that shows a lot of dedication and hard work. I mean, not everybody gets named that every day. So, yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and as you know, Kim, your executive assistant, she kind of helped set up this meeting. She actually mentioned that you guys are thinking of even expanding to a third clinic. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot, but we're excited. It's something that is still, being talked about
Mm-hmm.
internally. So expansion isn't immediate.
Okay.
Something might happen in the next couple of years, but yeah, it's definitely something that is of interest to us. Yeah.
Okay. And actually, before we continue, let me give you my business card.
Okay.
That way, if you have any questions, you can contact me right after the meeting.
Okay.
Do you have one on you?
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
So I can go ahead
perfect.
and give you one.
All right. Thank you. And do you mind if I take notes while we do
Yes,
this?
of course.
Okay, thank you. So kind of from what Kim has been telling me, you guys have been using Microsoft Dynamics, is that right?
Yeah, Microsoft Dynamics DP.
Okay. And how long have you guys been using that so far?
Since we've started, it's
Okay.
sort of been the thing that has really kept us going. It's a good system for what it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've had it for quite a while.
So are you satisfied with it?
It does what we need it to do.
Okay,
I'll
and
put
what
it
is that?
way. We just need it basically for payroll.
Okay.
The thing is that I'm very busy.
Yeah,
I have,
of course.
bandwidth is always an issue for me.
Yeah.
And so my husband deals with more of the administrative work.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more up his alley. Unfortunately, he couldn't make this meeting today.
That's fine.
But so he deals more with the administrative positions.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. And apart from himself, there was nobody else that had to be in this meeting, is that right? Apart from Daniel,
Yeah.
who couldn't make it?
I'll be the final decision maker.
Perfect. All right. Well, now, for example, when you're using it, since you have two different clinics, or do you have it in one location or in multiple locations? Like, how do you physically use the system?
Right. So we actually use it in just one of our locations, which is kind of challenging because.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because we're
Yeah.
bouncing around from both locations, and it's sort of mayhem. But it's the main one location is what we use. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's maybe even risky as well, considering that you have everything in one exact location? I mean, God forbid anything can happen. Do you think it's a little bit risky to have it there?
Not necessarily. We're
Okay.
pretty secure, and we don't really have any threats
Uh-huh.
per se, so it's not too bad.
Okay, that's fine. And Kim also mentioned that for the location, the newest one, you're also thinking of even hiring 5 more employees. Is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's really good for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for Daniel, Kim mentioned that he spends around 15 to 20 hours a week doing payroll.
Yeah, it's something similar to that, I would
Okay.
say. Probably more on the lower end side
So
of
like
that.
more like 15 than
yeah,
20.
10 to 15 would
Okay,
be more accurate.
that makes okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that if you could decrease that amount of time, especially for Daniel, because Kim mentioned that you guys have a family and you're trying to spend time
we
with
got 3
them.
little ones that are,
Okay.
constant headaches, but we love them.
How old are they?
3, 6, and 9.
Oh wow, that's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I have a 9-year-old brother, so
Oh, okay.
I know how it's like to be with little kids a lot. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, we love them.
If you could, like, for example, decrease the amount of time instead of 15, 20 hours, decrease it significantly, do you think that would allow you and your husband to spend more time with your kids and even reinvest that time into your business?
Yeah, I think that that's a great point.
Okay.
I absolutely do think that would help. It's really time consuming
Okay.
admin work, and that I think Daniel would love to free up some of that time. So I think it'd be a great point.
And for example, how often do you guys, like, if there's a mistake made,
Yeah.
how quick are you guys to fix it, or how, like, what's the process there?
Yeah, so, oh my goodness, when that happens, it's like
It's a headache?
downhill fast.
Okay.
Mainly just because we have to start from the very beginning and go through the entire process again.
Okay.
So it is a little bit of a headache, yeah.
How much time, like, would you say that normally takes?
Anything to maybe an hour or so
Okay.
to go ahead and redo that.
Okay, so 1 hour per mistake, or pretty much everything like that?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
a
okay.
mistake means doing it from the beginning. So
Right.
it could differ as to how far along you are in the process, but generally I'd say around an hour. when you
Okay,
catch
so about an
something.
hour,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And kind of going back to, well, since you're growing a lot,
Mhm.
how do you go about with the background checks? How do you hire people?
Right, so Daniel is actually the one that does that, and frankly at this time I just don't know if we have enough time to do these thorough background checks.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, they can take a week, 2 weeks, even
Yeah.
3, so yeah,
Yeah.
I've definitely heard that.
mhm.
If you had a system that can definitely decrease that, instead of 3 weeks, do it in about 3-4 days,
Mhm.
would that be something that can help you along the process and grow your business?
I don't see how that wouldn't help me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, definitely. So, from what I'm hearing from you, time is a huge factor,
Mhm.
and probably cost as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
definitely need to cut cost. We are not looking to invest in something that's going to be very costly for us. We would
Okay.
rather invest in our new location, invest in hiring the right people, and invest in our really expensive equipment, as you can imagine.
Yes. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's really where primary focus is for cost.
Okay. And you're spending around $1,500 a year to renew the Microsoft.
Yeah,
payroll?
that's generally what it costs for the software update, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And when it comes to complying with laws, for example, any sort of workers' comp or anything like that,
Mhm.
how do you guys do that? How do you manage that?
Yep, so, there are a couple of ways that we do this.
Okay.
One of the ways I would say is that we just generally go on to the Sherm website and we just comply with the current laws from that.
Okay.
And we also use a local labor law firm
Okay.
for more complex matters.
How much would you say you guys pay the local firm?
Per matter, because it's
Mhm.
sort of a come basis,
Okay.
it can generally be up to maybe $200 per, question and fees and all
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, and I mean, how many problems you normally have a year? I mean, is it maybe like 1 or 2? Or
Yeah, I
even
wouldn't say
more?
that
Okay.
it's too much, maybe 4 max a year.
Okay, so that's around $800 a year.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kim also mentioned that you guys had recently got a fee that was around $1,000 or something like that for not complying. Is that correct?
Right, so there was one instance
Okay.
where we just didn't see the small print on something and, one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a compliance issue, so it was a one-time thing.
Okay. Do you think that if you had a system that can help you when it comes to complying with every single law and not having to kind of go through the website every single time, do you think if you had that, that would really help that alleviate that burden and use that to grow your business? Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I definitely think that it would help
Okay.
a lot in that way. Something, I can't even stress to you how much I just don't have time to deal with this and how, Daniel doesn't really want to spend a lot of time looking into the nitty-gritty of this. So from what you're saying, everything makes sense.
Okay, perfect. Well, if I can show you a way how ADP can actually decrease the amount of money you're spending and significantly decrease the amount of time that you're spending on payroll, would you be interested in working with us?
Yeah, I definitely think that it would be something that would spark my interest,
Okay.
but I would have to go back to Daniel and sort of talk about it and run it by him before we move forward.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
A quick background on ADP. We're actually an industry leader. We have over 60,000 clients, 2/3 of which are small businesses, so anywhere from 1 to 50 employees.
Okay.
So pretty much around your demographic. I'm part of the small business division, where my job is to make sure that I can create a relationship with you, any other small business, and really help you guys decrease the amount of taxes you pay and payroll. Okay. And last year I was actually named a part of the President's Club, which is the top performers. And I was also ranked as the number one in my area for customer satisfaction.
Okay, so
So
you're a good
just like a-
salesperson.
I try to be, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And actually, let me show you right here on ADP. On ADP, we mainly concentrate on three main things: cash management, people management, and risk.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to cash, here we're talking about payroll. Here we're talking about direct deposit. Do you guys do direct deposit?
Yeah, that is something that we do.
Okay, that's something that you do. Okay, and we pretty much make sure that every single time, the numbers are correct, so you don't no longer have to go back and spend an hour to make sure all the numbers add up. For the people, here's HR. Here's the 401ks. Here's all the benefits that come with it for you, for your employees. Make sure that all the numbers are right. Okay, and the risk, it's complying with the regulations. So you no longer get that fee. So you no longer have to pay the local law firm $800 a year. I mean, why do that? Spend that on the new specialized technologies, so you can grow your business.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
that makes sense.
All right. And here's just a few things that our customers mainly look for. Convenience. They want to be quick and easy and simple. What we do in ADP, we actually have an app where I'll show you in a minute, where you can access everything on your phone. So let's say Daniel's with the kids. He doesn't have time to come in the office. He can just log in and do it there. Okay?
Okay.
And control. Daniel, in this case, would have complete control over the numbers, making sure everything's right. And we have, obviously, the calculator there will make sure the numbers add up. Okay? Accuracy, same. Pretty self-explanatory. And security. Last year, we actually partnered with Norton, and to make sure that our system is going to work perfectly and nobody can hack in, because that's a huge issue with cyber terrorism that we take very seriously. Okay.
Can we go
Yes.
back to the other side really quickly?
Sure.
So I'm just
Yes.
more interested in understanding the ROI that I can get from all the different
Okay.
types that you showed me.
Okay, that's fair. Let me show you. I actually, from the information that was given to me, this is more or less the breakdown. Okay, so you pay around $1,500 a year to renew, and we estimated around $800 in the fees. Now, I was also told that the banking fees are around $250.
Okay.
Okay, so that's around $3,000. So the total sum is, I'll tell you right now with my calculator, just to make sure I'm accurate. And let's see, 800 plus 1,500 plus 3,000. Oh, sorry. 3,000 plus 800 plus 1,500. You're spending $5,300 currently, right now. That's how much you're spending.
Okay.
Okay. If you were to go with ADP, that's how much you'd be spending. You'd
Okay.
be spending less than half of ADP.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that here, or actually here, it's a yearly renewal, correct?
Yeah.
The difference with ADP is that we believe that you should judge us on our latest performance every single time. So we do it on a monthly basis.
Okay.
There's no year-long or 5 years, 10-year contract. Make sure we do the best for you every time.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And here's a secret that not too many people know.
Oh.
ADP is actually tax deductible,
Okay.
because it's a part of the occupation expenses that companies, small companies have. So it'll actually be a tax deductible for you. So it'll even save you more money apart from the difference here. And actually, when it came to the time, if we were to give you an idea, if Daniel spends around 15 hours every week, that's a total of around 750 hours a year, compared to the average ADP user of 50. Wouldn't you rather spend 50 hours than 750?
Yeah, I mean, all that you're saying here really does make sense. My little tidbit is that I
Yeah.
actually have a golf buddy
Okay.
who works at Paychecks,
Okay.
and I trust him, and you seem like a very trustworthy person.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
just don't
that.
know you very well, so
Okay.
my friend over at Paychecks,
Uh-huh.
I know that he can get me a great deal, and I know that he would set us up with the best system.
Okay. Well, what do you like about Paychecks? What was he said that you like about it?
Yeah, there are a couple of things that I like about it. I know that
Uh-huh.
I can trust the system. I know that, we're going to get the best money that we possibly can from them. And it just seems like they have really good offers.
Okay, and can you give me a little bit more specific on the offers, or like monetarily wise, like what does that mean?
So it's pretty comparable to what you showed me.
Okay, okay, that's fair. Let me show you here real quick an article on Forbes actually talking about the top companies in payroll. ADP is actually number one. Paychex is a very good company. I have a buddy of mine that actually works there. And the main difference between these two is our service. Okay, let's say that for any reason there's a payroll issue, or even in W-2s, tax season is coming up. We're 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call us whenever you need to. They work Monday through Friday, 8 to 8. Now, when you're not running 9 to 5 business. You're a hospital, you're a clinic, 24/7. So if anything happens, you need it to happen now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a huge difference with us. Okay, and also Paychex doesn't do the monthly subscription; they do the year long. Okay, and the monthly for us is also helping us to give you the best every single time.
Right.
That's what makes us different.
Ooh, I like your confidence. I believe it.
I believe in, yeah, thank you. I believe in ADP very much.
Good,
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, no, I really, I do see the difference here, and I think that ADP has a lot to offer.
Okay.
I think that it could be a really good fit. Again, I just have to run it by Daniel,
That's right.
and show him all this. Or is there anything that I could show him?
This whole
possibly?
packet.
Yeah.
Okay. I made this entirely for you.
Okay.
And actually, real quick before I head out, I actually have previous customers of mine.
Yeah.
They wrote up. I asked them to do testimonials.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, they're all doctors from different clinics around the area. Okay, so if you have any questions in regard to our performance, our service that I mentioned, 24/7, taxes, and even retirement. Okay, so that's something that I specifically went and asked my customers to do for us.
Yeah.
Okay, and beyond that, you can just see more information, the breakdown, monetary,
Great.
and everything you need to know. I have it here.
Yeah.
And as I promised, let me show you real quick the app. Okay, so simple demo. And for example, let's say you need something on your employees. You can see who's working right now.
Okay.
You can see all your employees, anything you need. Let's say I click on this person, I can see all this information. And even on related documents like vacation time, they can actually download the app and use it themselves, so they no longer have to call Daniel, hey, how many days do I have left?
Yeah.
They can just see it.
Okay.
All right?
Nice. That is really something that we have been struggling with. So it'd be nice to keep account of
Right,
the days that
definitely.
they have off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me show you how quick it is to do payroll. I mean, for example, if we were to do between these dates,
Yeah.
okay, I hit resume, and it's gonna give me a breakdown of all the numbers, all the employees, everything I have to pay. Now, I can do the preview, and it'll calculate how much money I need in the bank. You hit approve payroll, you're done. That's it.
That is nice.
Not 15 hours,
Yeah.
15 seconds,
Yes.
you know?
That sounds
So-
a nice conversion.
That's something that we definitely do, and we're really the industry leader for it. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So would you say that? Would you want to make a meeting with Daniel for next week?
Yeah, I would love
Okay.
to give him all that information
Yeah,
and
definitely.
talk to him a little bit about everything that you showed me, all the great points that you've made, and
Yeah.
talk to him a little bit about the difference between my friend Paychex and ADP.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely am interested.
Okay. When do you want to meet sometime next week around the week, Friday to
Yeah,
Tuesday?
I'm
what day?
available next Monday.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works. Monday around morning, afternoon.
Afternoon, probably this
Okay.
time would be best.
Okay, perfect. Around this time Monday.
Mhm.
All right, and I'll have more information, and yeah, we can definitely continue it. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
So I don't know if you want to stop it.
Yeah. Stop.